Alright, Mark here from 6 Plus, going over, as you can see by the title, what have I let myself in for with Heresy, and I'll show you in a moment what the plan is going forward. Alright, so I've got quite the selection of minis and accessories and bases and expansions and everything else in between. So, long story short, I am going to be cracking on with my Dark Angel Heresy army, as you can hopefully see here. I've got my Lionel Johnson leading the way. He's still got his display base to do. But I will move over the camera in a minute, in a little while, explaining my thought process behind this, but I'm putting a lot of time and effort behind this project. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for many, many years. Alright, so I've got two lots of Age of Darkness here. I've sold a Spartan, sold the rule book, but I've got plenty here. I've got accessories along here. I've got some spare tanks, heroes to work with. Leviathan Dreadnought, that's the base of Lionel Johnson over there. Cypher, I've got hundreds of bases to work with. Then I've got their core book that you use and the accessories in the corner. Now you may be going, why, Mark, are you actually doing this? Now I'm doing this because I am somewhat tired of how 40k is going. I understand the business practice behind it, completely understand it. I'm not quitting on 40k. I am just putting it in storage at the moment because I just don't like where it's going. I will paint 40k from time to time for the moment, but my main efforts are going to go into Heresy. Not going to really go into the nitty gritty of what I think of 40k. I may put that in a separate video. Let's just say I love the lore. I do enjoy the rule set that they're doing. I just don't like their business practices that they're doing, and it's just killing the enjoyment for myself. And I think a fair few of people out there as well. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, grabbing on with this project. Now, if I do remember, and I still have the photos on me, I'll put them up now and throughout the video showing that I did start doing a Heresy Dark Angels army many moons ago. But I had to sell it, bills, blah, blah, blah. So I'm really, really going to town on this. So in a minute, we're just going to pan over the actual desk and I'll show you what I'm doing, what plans I've got for videos, tutorials, Twitch streams. I've got a lot in going forward, but we'll transition in a moment. Alright, so we've transitioned, and this is actually a bit of time ahead of where I recorded the intro. To be precise, it's actually a couple months. A lot of things have happened, XYZ, just thought I'd put it out there. Now, I've been working on some of these Dark Angels in the background, and I've been updating a little bit on Instagram. But before I went too far, I thought I would actually explain the idea behind doing this and starting a series, like I said at the beginning of the video. So I'm doing a slow grow at my local gaming community, which includes my Dark Angels, and the rule that I help put forward and put across, it is all unnamed characters starting at the beginning. It is very much narratively driven. It is building the flavour and the fun of your Legion. Alright, so here is Mr. Lionel Johnson himself, which at the end, when we've got like 3,500 odd points, maybe even 4,000, don't know where I'll get up to, the Primarch's going to come out and do some swing, and to put those traitor loyalists, traitor Astartes, apologies, in their place. He's the first amongst equals for reasons. Alright? all traitor jokes aside, he is extremely loyal. He may have made mistakes with choices with certain Perturabo and other people, but he is loyal. Loyalty is his own reward. Alright, so that is going to be something that I need to finish off, but hey ho, it is what it is, and I'll be working on him on Twitch. So if you'd like to see what's going on with his paint job and stuff like that, that will be Twitch and YouTube, maybe even a bit of Facebook. So that's one thing down the line. Now I have acquired, as you saw in the video, I have acquired 2 certain Forge-World Praetors, and I've put them on some fancy bases. So these ones here, I didn't realise he actually had a named profile. So an idea I was thinking of as well was a little video how to paint up Dark Angels to a board ready tabletop standard, and then a follow-on video how to push them to the next level, which could involve checkers, weathering, doing those extra finishing touches. But the first video would be make them nice, make them presentable, put them on the board, and go from there. So I'd like to see what you lot think about that. Then, going on about the slow grow. Alright, this is going to be hopefully a monthly update, maybe at the end of each month, showing how the slow grow is going. Alright, what I've built, what I've painted, how the games have been going. You know, a bit of a chat and so on and so forth. So, the first 500 points I've actually got not a Praetor. I have got myself a console. Now, this console is actually is a specialist console for the Dark Angels. Each of the legions have their own console. This one is an upgraded champion. Okay. Now, I do apologise about the light glare, but as you can imagine, very light material, it will glare up a little bit. But this is actually made out of a Mark 6 Marine, then using Dark Angel extra parts to make him a paladin. So he will be leading the beginning of my crusade. And this is one part that I want to bring up in a video. Would people like me to show them how I've done some of my kit bashing? For example, here's a sergeant or a champion, because in the Storm Wing you have a way of a right of war bringing in champions as an extra sergeant, shall we say, for your tactical squads. But yeah, if people want to see how I converted up these models, please let me know. These are actually parts out of Max Mini, the capes and the hoods. Okay, I'll grab them in a minute to show you what they look like. But yeah, that's an idea down the line. And the same with apothecaries, or medicaes in Heresy. So he is the bane of injuries. You may get the pun, you may not. Hey ho. So using older kits with them to have a little bit of fun. Then, going through the Age of Darkness boxes, I got 4 Praetors, and I have kit bashed up some Praetors. Now, I'd done these before Causewayne got released. So this was my make-do Causewayne. But now, he's just a very nice Praetor. And then here is another Praetor with the axe that I have converted up. So he's letting it rest and he's holding a amulet of some sort. And this could be my Redless. Raffle Redless counterpart, because they do have rules. But anything like that, please let me know if you'd like to see it. Now, this is a part may get a little bit dicey for videos. This is my 10-man tactical squad for my Heresy. Now you may be going, Mark, why is it dicey? What are you on about? You're sounding absolute silly now. Now, I've used some Dark Angel parts for it, and some old
Raven Wing heads to keep with the beaky aesthetic. However, you may have noticed I'm using some old Forge World shoulder pads, like old ones. I've only got 30 of these, but I need over 80. Now, a part that I'm looking at, just for my own personal use, before anyone asks, is I'm looking at silicon moulding and casting, using green stuff, milliput, and or resin. For my own personal use. I'm not reselling these or anything like that, but I'm tempted, if people want to, would they like to see me do a video on my experience of using silica molds and molds in general to make parts for your miniatures, basing, XYZ. Now, I'm not advocating, before anyone sends out the IP police, these techniques to recast and redistribute and sell parts that you can get from the suppliers. Okay? I'm not saying you should recast whole Marines or anything like that from Games Workshop. Alright? I will say that right now. The only reason why I'm recasting these ones, you can't get hold of them anymore. They've been out of production for years. And I've only seen one listing in the last couple months on eBay, which is from America. And I'm in the United Kingdom. And that was only for another 30 shoulder pads. So I kind of want to keep the whole aesthetic still going. But I want to see your feedback and so on and so forth. And finally, for the models that I've built some Cataphracti Terminators. Okay, as you can see here, nice, straightforward. Couple chain fists, couple power fists, using some resin bases, give them that kind of walking through a temple ruin aesthetic. However, here's another conversion I tested out. I did injure myself with a knife, so I learned the hard way. But people like to see how to add these tabards to your Cataphracti Terminators. And I've got other ideas for making Medicaes and other special units out of these Terminators. As I said, please let me know. Okay? It does put time and effort into, it does take time and effort to put into these videos. So if I have some assistance in what direction and what people would like to see, it would definitely help. Okay? But I have gone up to Warhammer World and acquired a certain Praetor, so that'll be something down the line. A lot of this I will be painting up on Twitch. And these are the shoulder pads I'm on about. Very, very, very old, very nice shoulder pads. I like using them. That's why I am doing the whole casting thing, to see if it works. Now, I've got other models, as I said, Madoc. I still need to get hold of a Causeway, but that's a different story. Keeps going in and out of stock. I have got hold of this special weapon upgrade squad, and in all fairness, I'm a bit like, what do I actually do for weapons to give to my squads? Any ideas, any input, please let me know. Do apologise, smacking the camera. As I said, open for input and assistance. Then, another question for a future video is 3D printing. Now, I got given these. There you go. 3D printed rhinos. So maybe a discussional video of the controversy of 3D printed models. Okay? So that may be an interesting video into its own. Be interested to see what people think about that. As I said, it's going to be a bit of a longer stint chatting about this, because this is potentially a series I want to grow with. Okay? But all input is very much appreciated. Then I've got hold of some of these Cromlech barrels, as you can see here, to potentially make some reconnaissance squads, seeker squads, out of the Mark 6s. Let us carry on with existing wisdom. I have got some scopes as well, so I'll be putting these on top of the Mark 6 rifles to make them into Nemesis bolters, I believe. And the final kind of ones for conversion parts is potentially putting on some candles and bits and pieces onto the bases to add that kind of aesthetic. And you may have noticed some of these heads, robed heads from Max Mini for sergeants or special characters. Instead of doing the Mark 6 rifles, do I use these rifles here, which are sniper rifles Mark 2? Always up for some input. And finally, as I said, the cloaks were these capes, from Max Mini that I carved up, and there'll be a video on how to carve them to make them fit behind the backpack. But that is the main gist of it in a nutshell, okay? It is, for me, building my Legion and completing it. I have said that I did have a Heresy army. I was using rogue trader vehicles, rhinos, predators, whirlwinds, and stuff like that. And I'm really excited with this new edition and what can be brought out in the future. But I'm seeing if I can bring people along in the journey, making it more obvious how more accessible Heresy is now compared to what it was many moons ago. I'm not going to lie, it is still an expensive hobby. If you want to get like exclusively 4-year-old models and stuff like that. But now there is more accessibility for plastic models. It has made it more accessible. The Age of Darkness box set is extremely, extremely good value for Games Workshop getting into it. I am not going to lie. Okay, I do have a Leviathan Dreadnought that I want to do, and so on and so forth down the line. But I'm waffling on. But the nutshell is, I do have a Discord. So if you want to chat to me more casually and bounce back a lot more than on the YouTube comments, please join in there. There is actually a Horus Heresy channel in there. And I would love to see how people are growing their own legions, whatever it is. Alpha Legions, Sons of Horus, Imperial Fists, World Eaters, whatever it is. I would love to see it. And Custodes, Solar Auxiliary, Mechanicum, so on and so forth. But yeah, any and all input is very much appreciated. And yeah, I'm excited to see where I can go with this. But I've waffled on enough. I've taken enough of your time. I genuinely do hope to get some response from you lovely lot. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Subscribe for more content. I know I have a few different series going on at the time, but this is one that I really do want to keep going forward. And it'll be like monthly updates each month. And, kit bash videos, painted videos, blah, blah, blah. Those kind of things. But all input, as I said. But I'm repeating myself. So, I shall allow you to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching through to the end. It means the world to me. And, of course, look after yourself, look after your loved ones, and, most importantly, enjoy this. Have fun. Don't take it too seriously. Take care.